Wake up, sleepyhead.
It's body time!
Rock and roll will never die. At least not this Halloween.
I've heard of raising spirits from the dead by incantations, right?
Yes.
I did that by playing the record backwards.
You're kidding.
Sammi Curr. He's a rock and roll nightmare.
I am a big fan of yours. I've got all your records. Shut up!
You're the big. The big is you.
This message is meant for me.
How can you listen to this stuff?
Shut it off! Shut it off!
What have you done to your stereo?
I wanted a new one.
Sammi Curr. His fans won't let him die. He won't let them live.
You should be loyal to your hero. Make it turn on you.
Trick or treat. Looks like we better check out the party punch.
Right, hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek. Happy Halloween for next week, but this is the closest I could get. That was the trailer for Trick or Treat from 1986, aka Ragman. We're doing another film later on called Trick or Treat, but we'll do that trailer later on. I haven't got my stuff ready, have I? I haven't got my things ready. Oh, I'm so disorganized. I've been sat twiddling my thumbs for ages and forgot to get my stuff ready. I'm an idiot. Right, just bear with me. Bear with me. Shut up. Right, we're off. Right. So, anyway, hello. We've got some people in the chat already. Joshua's here. Yeah. The party can now commence. You should be over watching the podcast, guys. Never mind this silly show. And Wingray says rock and roll classic lyrics. Yes, rock and roll. By the way, speaking of classic lyrics, there we go. Trick or Treat, the album. I've had this for donkey's years. It's brilliant by Fastway. There they are. Fastway. Originally set up by Fast Eddie Clark, ex of Motorhead, and Pete Way of various groups. I think we're in UFO, wasn't it? And Wasted. Great LP it is. Oh, there's pictures on the back of it. Look, pictures on the back of the stars of the film. Great film. Great film. Great soundtrack from Fastway. It'd be nice if they'd mixed it up a bit though. They just got Fastway to do all the songs. It'd be nice if they'd thrown some other bands in as well, but they didn't. Right. So, as I said, happy Halloween. For next week. We're doing Trick or Treat films. We're starting off with Trick or Treat from 1986. This film, directed by Charles Martin Smith. I think it was his first film he did. He hasn't done much since. He's more of an actor, usually known for like geeky roles. He usually plays like a scientist or a bit of a nerd. Oh, excuse me. But this was his first directing gig. It had a budget of $3.5 million. I don't know how much it made. Does it say? Let's have a look. It did. Its box office was nearly 7 million. So I suppose it did okay. Its other titles are Ragman and Death at 33 RPM. But I think the version we're watching now, my DVD, it says it's called Trick or Treat, but I think this version we're going to watch, it might say Ragman. I'm not sure. But anyway, or it might not. I don't know. It stars Mark Price and Tony Fields as Sammi Curr. Tony Fields is more famous for being a dancer. And is no longer with us. He died. He passed away of HIV related cancer in 1995. It's also got Gene Simmons, Ozzy Osbourne, and various other people in the film. And also, the star Mark Price's character's Eddie, his best friend Roger. It says according to Wikipedia and IMDb, is played by Glenn Morgan, who they say is the same Glenn Morgan who produced wrote and produced the X-Files, Space Above and Beyond, the Final Destination franchise. I don't know if it is the same one, but maybe it is. I don't know. Right, before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. We're live on YouTube. Let me double check. Yes, we're live on Rumble and we're live on Twitch. Yep, we are. Right, so hang on. Something's happening there. There we go. Right, so let's get on with this first film, shall we? Which is Trick or Treat from 1986. So off we go. Make myself titchy tiny and we'll get into it. What have I done? I've clicked on the wrong thing, haven't I? I've done the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, hang on. Before we start, I've got something else to do. Just bear with me. Tell you, I'm totally disorganized tonight. I'm bloody hopeless. Right, we're off. We're off. Oh, I've done something wrong again. Oh, what a day. What a day. Right. Right, we're off. Professional. Right, off we go. So, make sure we're going to play it. Are you coming on? Yes, we are. A Dino De Laurentiis production, or as what was his name now? Oh, I've got his bloody name now. Everett, Kenny Everett. As Kenny Everett would say, Dino De Horrendous production. There you go. Oh, and I told you it might say Ragman. It does for some reason. I don't. That's a my DVD, which I couldn't find. It's in a box somewhere, or it might be behind all the ones that are there. That says Trick or Treat. Anyway, there we go. Going through the cast. Right, off we go. Right, so we begin. The first person we see in the film is Sammi Curr. There he is, played by Tony Fields, and as you see, he's got a devil tattoo there, which is relevant. And he's even got an autograph. Look. So this is we're meeting. This is Eddie's bedroom. There you go. He's got a Judas Priest calendar. He's got a two-headed dragon for some reason. That's it. It's your average teenage American's bedroom. By the way, Mark Price is actually a teenager when they made this film. I think the rest of the cast, his schoolmates, he's supposed to be a high school student. They're all in the 20s, and you can tell. Right, so off we go. So we're seeing his bedroom there, anthrax cap. Is that a bong or something? I don't know. I'm not into those sort of things. Or is it connected to his whatever that is? Has he got a hamster? I don't know. More anthrax. Ozzy Osbourne. There he is. The screenplay. There you go. That name rings a bell. Joel Swasson. If I'm pronouncing it right, does ring a bell. Seen it somewhere else. Shall we look him up? Sod it. Right. Let's look him up. See what it says, because it does ring a bell. I've seen it somewhere before. Oh, Dracula 2001, Piranha 3 Double D, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's where I've heard of him from then. That's where I've heard of him from. He's done loads of stuff. Pulse. And he was executive producer on Trekkies 2. I can't even remember if I've seen Trekkies 1. So there we go. I knew his name rung a bell. Shush. I forgot to mute it. Right, so off we go. Right, so we see Eddie, aka Ragman, that's his nickname. But nobody calls him that. Apart from Sammi Curr calls him it once, and Gene Simmons calls him it. Everybody else just calls him Eddie. So he's writing a letter to Sammi Curr. There we see him there with his poster. He's writing a letter to Sammi Curr saying he's fed up and maybe he should end it all. And the only thing that keeps him going is Sammi Curr, because he went to the same school. Here we go. We've seen clips of him at school. He's writing his letter and he's doing like a voiceover. And he says there's nothing there for him. So he's got heavy metal stickers on his locker. We never had lockers when I was at school. It must be like an American thing. We had desks. We kept the stuff in as desks, but we never had lockers. Anyway, a bit more Aussie. What else we got? Lizzie Borden. We're never really into a couple of the songs I've heard, but never really into Lizzie Borden. Anyway, this is where we learned that he's in love with Leslie. I'm going to see her. No, hang on. Oh, I keep going to bloody mute the thing. Where's Leslie? Here she is. Come on, show us Leslie, played by Lisa Orgolini. There she is. He's in love with her, but obviously he's a bit of a greaser, so she's not interested yet. So anyway, there he is drinking at lunchtime, and somebody's done his carton, so he's spilling it all down himself. And we learn it's there we go. It's Leslie and her friends. She's laughing, but she stops laughing soon because they push it too far. They keep picking on him. They keep bullying him. There he's in the shower, and they start picking on him. And all this is, by the way, silent. We're hearing his voiceover and music, obviously. How he hates the school and everybody in it. But he's saying, Sammi Curr went to the same school and he rose above it. He beat the school and became something great. Anyway, so they push him into the thingamabob. What do they call that? Think the arena, whatever the hell it's called. And they take his towel off him, so he's nude, and he gets I can't remember the name of the characters. I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm gonna have to check. Where are we? The characters. Tim is like the main baddie, the main bully of Eddie. She's his girlfriend. I can't remember. I think she's called Maggie. I think I could be wrong. But she grabs a camera and an Instamatic and takes a picture of Eddie. It's not showing it, is it? Takes a picture of him while he's embarrassed with no clothes on. So he's trying to get out. They won't let him out. Takes a picture, and then she stops smiling as Leslie to show that she's a nice person. I'm on the wrong window there. There we go. She's not smiling anymore. So here he is writing his letter to Sammi Curr saying he's sick to death of it all. And he hopes one day he can, rise above it all himself. And says, your friend Ragman. So I was going to write that, send it off to Sammi Curr, care of Waste City Records, Hoboken, New Jersey. There we go, with a stamp. Right, so he's doing that. Now he's doing his chores, he's doing his laundry and all that. And we see the TV's on, and they're doing a special on Sammi Curr for some reason. Just happened to be at this particular time. And they show a clip. They show clips of Sammi Curr that you think, why are they showing this on the news, especially in the middle of the day? You'll see why in a minute if it shows it. See, he's got this snake there. He's doing a bit of an Ozzy Osbourne / Blackie Lawless sort of thing. By the way, Blackie Lawless were the originally supposed to play Sammi Curr. Blackie Lawless, the frontman of rock band Wasp, they're famous for being like a shock horror band. I love Wasp; they're brilliant. But they do push it too far a little bit sometimes. They're famously, allegedly, killing a pig on stage. Some people said they didn't really do it. Some people said they did. I don't know. I didn't see it, but a lot of fake blood and stuff. A bit like Alice Cooper, but Alice Cooper's better at it. But anyway, kills this snake. Look, and he's drinking the snake's blood. Look, he wouldn't show that on the news, would they? Look, spraying it all down himself. Maybe they would in America. I don't know. They wouldn't show it on the BBC. Anyway, I'll tell you that. They wouldn't show that on the BBC. Then they show this lady is a teacher, and she's saying, I've been a teacher for 35 years. In an American accent. And there's an epidemic at schools called rock music. So there you go. And it's got to be stamped out and all that. Meanwhile, he's doing his washing. And then she said, then talk about there was some hearings about similar to what happened with I forgot what do you call it now? Tipper Gore and all those, I can't remember what they're called, the organisation they had, where they ended up putting stickers on album sleeves and stuff saying, explicit lyrics and stuff like that. And they had like hearings and stuff. And famously, Dee Snider from Twisted Sister kind of stole the show, didn't he, with a very erudite speech that he gave in front of one of these hearings. And they're doing a similar thing here with Sammi Curr, he's saying to him, you can't legislate for morality or music or whatever, and try and put us down. We will bring you down, and all that, he says. So Eddie's getting all excited and he's giving it all that. Then puts to the newsreader, she says, once again, Sammi Curr dead in a motel fire at age 38. There we go, and it shows the fire. So Sammi Curr's dead. Shock, horror to Eddie, because his hero's dead. So he's fed up now. There you go. He's fed up. Starts ripping all his posters down for some reason. To the song, tearing it down. Tear down the walls, etc. So he's ripping all his stuff down. There you go. Ripping down his Kiss poster with Gene Simmons there. I bloody hate Gene Simmons. It does my head in. Paul Stanley's all the rest of Kiss are all right. I don't mind him. But Gene Simmons does my bloody head in. I hate him. Anyway, they're ripping all his posters down. God knows who they are up there. I have no idea. No, I'm trying to work it out. I don't know who they are. But it's got them signed by the look, whoever it is. And he comes to Sammy's poster and he doesn't tear that one down. There, look, he's looking up. Sammi, why? I like that when Freddie Mercury died. Right, so there we see the sleepy town of wherever they are. And they was going to meet Gene Simmons now. But they actually asked Gene Simmons if he wanted to play Sammi Curr, and he said no, but he'll do a cameo as this radio presenter. So here he is doing introducing his show, and obviously he knows Ragman. He calls him, "Hey, Ragman," and he comes in, and they say, "Now, sad they are about Sammi Curr's death, blah blah blah." And Eddie's giving it all. Oh, well, he'll live forever in his music, and the DJ, he's got a name. I can't remember what it is. Hang on. Where are you, Gene Simmons? Nuke. The DJ's called Nuke. He's saying, it was just a man, he wasn't a god, I mean, he says towards the end, he was kind of, he fell victim of his own hype, so to speak. He started believing his own hype. So, don't put him on a pedestal. Wingate says Ragman is a cool superhero that nobody cares about. Yes, he is, yeah. And he's got a rubbish costume. Oh dear. So anyway, cheers Eddie up by giving him the last recording ever made by Sammi Curr. I presume that's the name of his band as well. I don't know. Maybe he's like Ozzy Osbourne, Ozzy Osbourne has a band, but it's just called Ozzy Osbourne, isn't it? So this is it gives him this it's a demo, not a demo disc. I forgot what he calls it now. It's an acetate. It's heavier than the regular vinyl disc. It's like a studio demo or something like that. So it gives him that. It says, Sammi wanted him to have it because he's his number one fan. So he gives him that, and he's got to play it. He asked Nuke to play it on Halloween night at midnight. There's reasons for that. And so he says, well, how are you going to play it? You've given it to me. He says, okay, I've already got it recorded. So it's going out on tape. So he's got the disc, which is probably worth a lot of money. So he's suddenly cheers up. So off he goes back home to play his new record in a bit. But first he's at school. And this is Glenn Morgan, who plays Roger, his best friend. He's a bit of a nerd. And supposedly the same Glenn Morgan that was a writer and executive producer on the X-Files, Space Above and Beyond, Final Destination, et al. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. But so he's saying he didn't expect to see Eddie at school because of the Sammi Curr business. But anyway. And then I think Leslie comes up now. Yes, Leslie comes up now. She apologises for what happened to him, and she gives him the photo. She must have got the photo off a friend and gives it to. There you go. There you go. Gives it to him, and then she says, you know, she's sorry and all that. And then she says, "Are you coming to the pool party?" And he goes, "What?" He says, "The pool party. We're all having a pool party." And he goes, "Oh yeah, the pool party. Of course I'm coming." He didn't even know it was happening, did he? So she says, "I'll meet you there at whatever time, 7, I don't know." So he says, "Okay, I'll go then." Just asking for trouble, innit? So he goes back home and starts sorting himself out. Oh, he has got is it a hamster or something? I don't know what the hell it is. Right, so got his own number plate. Look, I've no idea who Omniarch are. I know who Kiss are. That's Slayer. Is that Slayer? Maybe, I don't know. I can't really tell. Maybe it is. Never heard of Omniarch though. So off he goes to the pool party. There they all are, having fun. The regular kids. So here he is. He's arrived. Immediately gets set upon by, you know, the normies. There you go. So what the hell are you doing here? Oh, by the way, Leslie's not there. She's late. She said she'd meet him there, but she's not. You know, she's not there. She's late. So they don't know why he's there. She's saying, you know, why do you have to be so creepy, etc. You know, picking on him. Anyway, they end up dumping him in the pool. There we go. Somebody put some weights in his bag. They slipped some weights in his bag. They're just sinking down to the bottom. He can't get back up. So Leslie arrives, jumps in, saves him. So he's not happy. He gets out there. Imagine what he's saying there, can't you? What he's about to say. So he's not happy. And he's angry with Leslie. He thinks, you know, she set him up. She set him up for all this. She said, "No, I didn't. I was late because my mum was late home with the car or whatever." Anyway, so he says he'll get them. He doesn't know how, but he'll get them. So anyway. There we go. So he goes home and listens to the Sammi Curr album, which is called Songs in the Key of Death, which is apparently is a play on a Stevie Wonder album, which was it's Songs in the Key of Love or something, I don't know, or Life, I can't remember. But so he starts listening to this. It's not very good. it's just like, you know, discordant tones. But I don't think it's supposed to be a proper album, as we find out. So he starts listening to it and drifting off to sleep. And there we go. He starts having dreams about Sammi dying in the motel fire. There we go. And then we see it all going on. We hear like it starts talking, doing, you know, the backwards speech on the album. It's all giving it all that. As we're watching Sammi burning. And then he wakes up and he hears the album. It's skipping, you know, on a bit of like that. You know, it's giving it all that. So he goes over to his turntable. Remember them? He listens to what they're listening to, and I can't actually remember what it says. It might just say Ragman. Or is that later? I can't remember. But anyway, it says, yeah, it just said Ragman. It plays it backwards and it goes like Nyam Yar, and you play it right way around. It's Ragman. So it's a message for him. Oh, and then it says, as it continues, it says something like you are the bait, something, the prize. I can't remember. But so it's telling him to set up a trap, essentially. Play it backwards, dummy, yes. So he sets a trap. There we go. He's setting obstacles, and he's in the lunch break, and Leslie comes up to him and says, you know, she didn't know anything. Then he says, "You set me up." So he goes over to, I forgot his name already. Him, Tim. He goes over to Tim, and says, "Oh, he comes up to him and says, well, if it isn't Aquaman," and then he says, "Eat this." Fashion. There we go. Chucks his food on him and legs it, and they all chase after him, saying, "You're dead." So they're running through all the obstacles that he's put in the way. Apart from them, he didn't know they were coming, did he? But That falling over everything, chasing after Ragman. It's all funny. All these teenagers. He goes up the stairs. Oh, there we go. One goes flying down here. Doesn't even hit the water, does he? It just goes whee. But anyway, they're chasing him, and then they're going through the library, walking and then running, and then walking and then running. It's quite amusing. Sorry, just this librarian. Kind of a, I don't know, is it me or is she kind of a sexy librarian? Let's go back again. Go. Oh, I've missed her now, haven't I? Is it here? It was just quite nice, doesn't she? I must admit, quite a sexy librarian. There we go. Anyway, whatever. They go through the music room, banging and clattering, knocking over instruments. Right. And then the bad guys arrive and see this door closing. Don't they know their own school? Don't they know what this door is? Obviously not. So they see that closing, they think, oh, Ragman's gone in there. So it gets this fire extinguisher here. I'm pointing with my finger. You can't see, can you? They get this fire extinguisher here. Yes, I thought that. It does look a bit like John Landis, doesn't it? Oh, that made burpee. Where were we? They get the fire extinguisher, and it kicks open the door and says, die, MFers. And it's some sort of meeting going on. Teachers, I presume. I don't know. Does it say up there or whatever? I don't know. But presume it's some sort of teacher meeting, and he sprays them all. There you go, with the fire extinguisher. Obviously, he didn't know it was the staff room. But anyway, so Ragman's plan, or Sammi Curr's plan, came to fruition. So now he's showing Roger now, back home, showing Roger, what it did, and he's saying, yeah, whatever, thrashing. And he tells him, says, you're falling for the oldest trick in the book, reverse lyrics on albums. It's a promotional, not promotional, like a trick to knacker up your records, and so you'll have to buy more. Not to mention your styluses. Like Jasper Carrot, that comedian, he did a thing once about reverse lyrics, and he says, just play it back, and it says, you're knackering up your stylus. But anyway, that's by the by. So there we go. So it basically doesn't believe Eddie that it was a message meant for him, but Eddie believes it. Anyway, he's got to go. So he's wondering if he'd record something. He's asking if there's another. It says, was that message meant for me? He does it again. Was that message meant for me? And we hear some. Every time he plays it, he must get a different message. So it's a magical record. And it says something like all part of the plan or whatever, something like that. And so, oh, crikey. And then the final message is something like Metal Machine 66 Crush. That's the message for next time. There we go. Room 66. He's waiting in there. Oh, it's the metalwork room. He's waiting in there. So Tim's going to arrive with his gang. So he's listening to his music. And waiting, eating his Twinkies. He likes Twinkies, does Eddie? Tim arrives, looking very dapper. So they had them cleaning toilets and stuff. Janitorial duty they had him on. So he's going to take it out on his ass. So he's going to start beating him up. He starts throwing spanners and stuff at him. Call them spanners, wrenches. I think you call them wrenches over there, don't you? We call them spanners. That's throwing them at him. There you go. And but he just happens to be near some sort of lathe. And here we go. And he gets his tie caught in the lathe, and it turns around and pulls his head down, and it's going towards him, and he's saying, turn it off, turn it off. Look, he doesn't die. It's not gory, is this film, by the way. Not super gory, anyway. But he turns it off. There's Eddie. There we go. Just in the nick of time. He says, stay away from me, man. Oh, so this isn't over. Oh, whatever. So something along those lines. But he's won another victory as Eddie. So he's in his car now, listening to his music and playing air guitar on the steering wheel. Doesn't everybody do that? Giving it all that as he's listening. There you go. Right, so his mother is going in, collecting the laundry. By the way, his mother's kind of hot. I think she is anyway. Bit of a cougar. I think that's the word, isn't she? Played by Elaine Joyce. She's got one of those faces. I've seen her in other things. Yes, if we could fashion a rudimentary lathe, yes. What's his motivation? Anyway. Doesn't have motivation, it's a rock. Speaking of rock. Right, she's going into Eddie's room to collect his laundry. And you've seen his studded things. We've all had studded things, haven't we? Back in the day. I wore some weird things when I were young. Anyway. So I was looking at his albums. Impaler, never heard of them. And there were another one. What's the other ones? Can't remember. Megadeth. There were another one as well, which I can't remember what it was. Listening to them, and suddenly, his music comes on. We start hearing the album. It's going. It's really loud, and she's freaking out because she's obviously stupid. She can't work out how to turn the music off. Hang on, I'm too far. See if it shows us. And it's pretty obvious how to turn the music off. Big bloody buttons there, isn't there? That say on off. But she's banging it and all that, and it just suddenly goes off. And then Eddie's there. She come to get your laundry. Anyway. Right, so lighting black candles now, so it's getting serious. By the way, in the early part of this film, you kind of think that he's going to go evil, you know, a bit like I forgot his name, Arnie Cunningham in Christine, because he went evil, didn't he? You think he's going to go down that route, but spoilers, he doesn't. Anyway, so he puts she's blonde, yes. Well, that's true, yes. She is blonde, yeah. Yeah. He puts a tape in, and it records, and it records really fast. That thing is, and it records, you know, and it comes out, and it's silver is the tape. I don't know if it was silver when he put it in. But when it comes out, it's silver is the tape. Was it silver when he put it in? I'm gonna have to check. Has he put it in yet? Put it in yet? I have to go back again. Light his candles, black candles. Starts the record in the middle. Does he start in the middle? Don't know. One shows the tape he put in. It ain't showing it, is it? No. Maybe he put a silver tape in. I don't know. I was guessing he just put a regular tape. Maybe the one he was listening to earlier on. Maybe he put that. I don't know. But anyway, recording. It's a silver tape, so we know. So we know it's different. We can tell it from other tapes, cassettes. Sorry, cassettes. So there you go. So he's got that. The album recorded super fast onto a cassette. Right, so he's going to school now. Oh, I guess he's giving it as a peace offering to Tim. There you go. Tim, a peace offering from Eddie. So I think so. He puts it in his pocket, and I think he keeps it in his car, and we see what happens with it later. Product place EMT. I'm sure that means something, unless it's a typo. Anyway, there we go. See, there's a Halloween dance coming up. There's Roger looking up somebody's skirt because he's a perv. Eddie's arrived and he's had he's a bit of a change of character. He's dressing a bit more confidently, I suppose you could say. And he's acting a bit like a dickhead. I've got to admit, when I was young, I did that. I walked about with the bloody thing tied around my head and tight pants. Anyway. Placement, that giant Sony name. Oh, right, sorry. Yeah. I wasn't paying any attention, to be honest. On the equipment. Yeah. Well, it's Sony. I wasn't paying any attention. Product placement doesn't often work on me. What the hell's that? Just pause that there, and something popped up there. like a little drop of blood on the camera lens. Weird. Anyway, so he's acting all weird, and then Leslie comes up and he says, "Hey, Leslie, you're looking cool, and what are you wearing?" She says, "Jeans." Says, "Well, there you. Catch you later," sort of thing, you know, a bit of a knob. Slightly out of character. And they're saying, "What's going on?" Right, so we cut to Tim's car. Tim and I've forgotten the name again. Is it Margie? I'll look again. Maggie, not Matt. No, it isn't Maggie. No, I'm lying. It's not. It could be Jeannie. Yes, I think it's Jeannie. There's nobody picture of her. No picture. Let's have a look on the Wikipedia. It's even mentioned on there. No, she ain't. Not on the Wikipedia. I think it's Jeannie. I should write all this down, shouldn't I? As I'm watching the film, I should note down the characters. That's what you get for trusting with IMDb. Anyways, he with his girlfriend, whatever the hell she's called, and they're making out in the back of his car. Look, and then he decides he's got to go for a wee. So he goes for a wee, and while he's gone, he puts the headphones on and in the car. I don't know. Does she put it in an what do you call it? A Walkman, or does she put it in the car tape player? I don't know. We'll find out. Now, she picked up the silver cassette. Look, where does she put it? I want to know now. Oh, it's in a Walkman. Going into a Walkman. I was thinking because they don't have headphone sockets, do they? Not in them days, anyway. As far as I know. Right, she put it into the Walkman, so she's listening to it, and it's all giving it. Wah, wah, wah. And why is she listening to this? She doesn't even like that sort of music. But she's listening to it, and then she falls asleep. Tim's weeing, and she falls asleep. I've got to be quick here because there's a bit of nudity. Not that she's got. I've got bigger boobs than her, to be honest. But I've got to be quick. So she's listening, and then some green stuff comes out of the headphones. There you go. And it starts going down her body, undressing her, as you can see. So that's a nice 80s, cartoony effects. And it's getting her going. Oh, got to be quick here now. Oh no, we got away with it. Under the clothes, and there you go. It's going down, undressing her. Oh, ooh, that was close. So she's, moaning, and then hang on, I have to go back. She has a look. She opens her eyes. A minute. She opens her eyes. When you're ready, love. I mean, we can see what's happening, can't we? We don't need this long, do we? She opens her eyes. There we go. And you see some sort of creature on top of her. Some sort of demon, I suppose. Is that what Sammi Curr really looks like now? I don't know. We'll never see it again. I'm guessing it's supposed to be the demon. Remember his tattoo he's got? Whatever it is there. It's that in it in real life, I think. I think that's what it's supposed to be. So there we go. So she freaks out. And there's all steam and stuff coming out the car. So Tim goes back. Says, "Oh, what's up?" And she's unconscious. She's not dead, by the way. She's not dead. And he takes the headphones off. There's smoke coming out of them. Then it's melted her ears. But she's not dead. We learn that she's in hospital, and she could have died, but she isn't dead. So, right. Then we cut to to Eddie's house. I forgot his last name. Is it Weinbauer or something like that? Yes, Eddie Weinbauer. Oh, excuse me. Get a drinky. We got back to his house, and his hot mother doing her exercises. Oh, where are we? There we go. His hot mom's doing her exercises. And this fellow with slightly strange eyes. I don't know. Maybe it's just the lighting or something. It looks like his chameleon eyes looking in different directions. But he's talking to that teacher, I think. Or is it Ozzy Osbourne? No, she's doing her exercises. No, he's talking to Ozzy Osbourne, who's playing like a preacher who's against rock and roll. He's saying it's all disgusting. So he starts reading some lyrics and about, driving my love rocket into your trench, etc. Whatever, that sort of thing. And he says it just describes a sexual act. It's disgusting and all that. There she's doing an exercise. Look, let you watch that for a minute. There he's reading that out. Hang on, I'll put the volume back on and we'll have a listen to Ozzy acting.
Gonna drive my long steel missile down on your love channel. Deep, deep, you'll beg for more. Raising hell and serpent score. Feel me, feel me. Now, what does that mean to you? To me, it means nothing but a sexual act.
Bless him. Bless him, he's acting. Oh, there's not. His Eddie's got a telescope. Cool. Yes, he's a clean old man. Yeah. And obviously at this time, 1986 is like the height of Ozzy's, wildness, in it, doing drugs and all sorts and snorting ants and stuff like that, isn't it? Anyway, meanwhile, while that's happening, Eddie's in his room with his black candles, and there we go. And I think is it this now where we see? No, it doesn't come yet. It doesn't come yet. Listening, and then he hears Tim's voice outside calling him. There, so it goes out. It goes, must be Halloween. Goes out, and then Tim's obviously angry, and he says, Jeannie's got hurt, and she's in the hospital. You could have got her killed. Stay away from me, man. Stay the F away from me, etc. So he goes. Blind, he heads towards Eddie, and Eddie holds his hands out, and the flames in the I'll show you. It didn't do anything now. Flames in the jack-o'-lanterns go like that. Rise up. So as though he's got powers, and that's about thinking, is he going to go Arnie Cunningham here? But he don't. There you go. So it's looking evil. I wonder if as they were making it, or as they were writing the script, I wonder if they thought, we'll do that, or is this just a red herring? I don't know. But so he goes back into his room and is asking the record about what happened to Jeannie, and then it says, she could have died, and it says, well, death to false metal and all that, and it's saying, I think we should stop, and it won't have it, there's no wimps and posers, etc. All that. And then his mum comes knocking on the door and says, Eddie, you all right? And he says, don't come in, Mom. And then the record in his voice says, come in, Mom. So he has to go out and tell her, don't come in, I'm not feeling well, etc. Sends her away. This is where tries to unplug it. There we go. Tries to unplug it, the record player, and there we go. Sends him across the room. And this is where Sammi appears. A minute. There we go. All the stuff's lighting up. It's more product placement. His Pepsi Cola's pouring onto his, by the way, Technics. Pouring onto his turntable. I don't know how it keeps playing. All this should be all blowing up now, shouldn't it? But how is that needle staying on? Still playing properly through all that pop. Don't know. Rock, not pop. But it is. I mean, my thing. You just like look at it funny. My turntable, and it bloody skips. But so all this is going off, and then we see, here we go, things happening. Things happening in his speakers in a minute. There we go. And then we see it. This is a cool effect. I like that. I do like that. I presume it's Sammi Curr's face, and then he appears. Here we go. He's going to appear now in a puff of pyro and electronics, fitting for a rock star. Is going to come on then, Sammi? Come in. Here we go. Here he comes. Look, hang on. Let's go back a bit. Keep showing his hamster for some reason, or whatever it is, gerbil. There we go. There's a flash of pyros, and there we go. And a bit of sparky electrics, and Sammi is back. There he is. played by Tony Fields. Well, he had good equipment with Technics. I've never had a Technics thing, probably because it's too expensive. I don't know. I always go for the cheap stuff. It'll do for me. So Sammy's back. Sammi Curr is back from the dead, sort of. Here he is. We see one side of his face, that's fine. Then we see the other side. I'm going to show you, jumping too far. Like, turn round. We see he's all burnt on the other side. And he says, you know, hi Eddie, you shouldn't turn your back on your idols or whatever, something like that. They can turn on you. Because he said, you know, this needs to stop now, and because people are getting hurt. And then we see he puts the TV on because it can affect electrical things now for some reason. Don't know why. It can affect electrical things. Maybe because he's come from a record. And we see Ozzy saying, "These people have to be stopped." So Sammy does his magic, and a minute. Come on, get on with it. There you go. And these people must be stopped. And I think they describe it, he's had some sort of brain hemorrhage or something. I think it says later on the TV. I don't know how it explains what happens to the teacher in a bit, but they explain that this chap, the Ozzy Osbourne character, had some sort of brain hemorrhage or stroke or something live on air. We know it was Sammy that got him. Before the record were threatening Leslie, so that's another reason he didn't want anything to do with it. So then Sammy disappears in a flash of lightning or whatever. So Eddie decides to smash all his gear up, as you saw in the trailer. Smashes all his gear up. His mother comes in and says, "What are you doing?" "I wanted a new one." Why don't you just tell her? My equipment were possessed by the demon soul of Sammi Curr, so I had to smash it up with a baseball bat. Right, so he's going to phone Roger now. And there you go. And he says, Roger's got to go and get the tape back from... I can't remember why Eddie can't do it. There's some reason why he can't do it, but he's asking Roger to go and get the tape out of Tim's car. So he says, yeah, okay, whatever. But here we go. We see Roger. This is Tim's car, who's not into heavy metal, but he's got the axe number plate. Anyway, whatever. So he was trying to use the coat hanger to unlock the door, and then it realizes, as you can see, it's actually unlocked. Notices. Opens the door, grabs the cassette, the silver cassette, and then goes away on his little electric push iron. Joshua says, yes, that excuse would have gone over well. Yes, well, it always does, doesn't it? It's the truth. Didn't Tim say he'd kill Eddie or something? Yeah, probably. But I don't... There's some reason why I can't leave the house. Maybe he's grounded or something. I don't know. I think his mum does say he's grounded, but, you know, he's 18 for Christ's sake, or whatever. 17 at least. Anyway, right, so he's got the cassette as Roger, and he phones him up. Does Eddie says, "Have you got it?" He says, "Yes, I've got it." And then he says, "You've got to destroy it." He says, "Okay, I'll destroy it." I think he's going to listen to it one time. No, he goes into the kitchen. That's it. He's going to make himself some sort of shake, and then there's a flash, and then he goes into the room, and who's standing there? It's Sammi Curr. Hi, Rog. And then we see the teacher goes through the channels, look, and the teacher comes on. I missed it, haven't I? I missed it. There we go. The teacher's on. I don't know how they'd explain this on air. As long as you're living in this house, you're like, bye by my rules. Yeah, that sort of thing. Anyway, she's saying, you know, this has got to be stopped, you know, like Ozzy Osbourne, what? And so he reaches into the TV. Does there we go. Sammi Curr drags her out and turns her into charcoal. So what did that look like in the studio? I've no idea. But he tells Roger, play my tape at the Halloween dance at midnight or whatever. I don't know why it's got to be midnight. Maybe no, because it's playing at midnight on the radio, isn't it? It says, play my tape at the Halloween dance or die, basically. So he says, okay, and then he disappears again in a puff of smoke. So now Roger's got to clean up the remains of the poor teacher lady. There it is. I think we cut. There we go. Before we cut to there's Eddie in the shower, and he's got a little transistor radio. He's listening to music on with some hair in the gate or something. Very knackered film frame there, isn't there? But anyway, there's Roger cleaning up what's left of that teacher. There's a knock at the door. Eddie goes, and it's Stan, his mother's boyfriend, who she says, "What a hunk!" I thought, how's he ended up with her? There she is. Look, she's big and gorgeous. But anyway, some women, I don't know, they just go for these dopey-looking men. I think Sammy really doesn't like the finger wagging. No, it doesn't. It really it irks him, doesn't it? Being told what to do. Right, so this is reminding him he's grounded, and this is we'll talk about it tomorrow. I don't know why he's grounded. He hasn't done anything. I mean, unless it's for smashing all this stuff up. He done that. I don't think it tells us. But he's grounded, so he's got to stay in. And she says, I presume they're just going to a party. And she tells him that's the candy that I can't see it from my head. Hang on. There, behind my head, with the candy to give out to the trick-or-treaters. So off they go. Hang on. There we go. So off they go. So he sits there. Right, Roger's gone to the Halloween dance with the cassette. There it is. The boyfriend must have a huge sense of humour. Yes, he must have. Right, so he's got the cassette. He's ready to play it. He's interrupted by Leslie. She says, "Have you seen Eddie?" And he says, "No. Have you seen him?" And she says, "No, I was asking you." And then they just sit there awkwardly. And then she says, "Okay, bye." Right, so meanwhile, Eddie's listening to music and it's horrible. He turns it off. Then the phone rings and it's Leslie on the phone, and she says, she's at the dance and it's boring, blah blah blah. But then he hears the music in the background, and it's the Sammi Curr music. And he says, "What's that music?" Oh, it's some tape that Roger's put on. So he says, "Right, I'm on my way." Meanwhile, the trick-or-treater just dumps out all the stuff for her, and she goes, "Whoa, whoa, bless her." Right, so jumps in the car. He jumps in the car, and the tape's in. I think that he did for himself earlier on is in, and the car like goes crazy. That's it. It's out of control. He can't control it. It's driving itself. I think Sammi Curr's driving it. So it runs this poor fella off the road into the river. Whee! Stunts. There's some quite good stunts in this, to be honest, for a low budget film. Because diving under there, look, gets that bit smashed in. It goes under that. In a minute, it goes under that. Not gone trailer. Goes under a trailer. So the roof's got smashed off his car. Now it's on fire. I can't remember why it's on fire. Let's have a look. Oh, that's why it's on fire. Gone through some barrels that have exploded. Those blessed exploding barrels. They're red, probably. The car's now on fire, so he's in a flaming car now. He's Eddie. That's heading for a bridge. In a minute. Here it is. It's heading for. There you go. It goes under the barrier and just stops because he manages to get it to stop somehow, and it's there dangling over the edge of the bridge. And we don't hear about it again. He gets out, takes the tape out, and then rips it up. He gets out. So the car doesn't fall in the river or anything. I just don't think it does. Notice it fall in the river. So he goes running off. In the car registered to him, on the police be saying, why is your car in flames on the edge of this bridge? No. And to be honest, later on, spoilers, we come back to this bridge and the car's not there anymore. So it's obviously been moved or it's fallen in. I don't know. Don't show us. Oh, look, here's a look back. We don't hear a splash. So I presume his car's just there. Right. Right, back at the dance. This is Charles Martin Smith, the director. He's playing the principal, whatever he's called. He's saying, welcoming everybody to the dance, blah, blah, blah. This is the band that's going to play, and the guitarist, I presume singer, is, I've forgotten his name, is the fella that does the special makeup effects. I forgot his name. Is it Jaeger? I think it's Jaeger. Let me check on the all cast and crew. I think it's Jaeger. Where are your makeup effects? Kevin Jaeger. Yeah, I was going to say Kevin, but it didn't sound right. But yeah, Kevin. That's Kevin Jaeger, the fella that did the special makeup effects. I don't know the rest there. But he's getting his band ready. He's got a bad wig on as well. Then as he's doing stuff, the rest of the it must be behind, must be out of sight or something. I don't know. But as he's, we're going to do it in a minute. There we go. As he's adjusting his amp, Sammi Curr's hand appears. And there's a, oh my, what out of sight? We're behind the amp, wasn't it? So people could still see, though. There's a flash, and his guitar goes spinning through the air. There it goes. And lands in the hand of Sammi Curr. So this is where I get the big music scene, the Trick or Treat song. So he starts doing his thigh slapping. And so he starts playing the song. I presume it's a song that everybody knows because everybody starts singing along to it, and the rest of the band are playing along to it. So maybe it's from a previous album, maybe it's not from this new one. But everybody seems to know it, and it's a good song. Obviously, it's not him singing; it's Fast Way. Right, so they're playing away, blah blah blah, and he's doing his dancing, and he's really good. Like so you can tell he's a dancer. He's doing a lot of spinning and stuff. That we can see it. So he's singing away, and what's he doing? He's looking at something. Don't know what. Singing away, and then Lisa goes off. She's going, not Lisa. Oh, bloody hell's Lisa. Leslie goes off to go get changed. She's had enough of this gig, so she's going to get changed. And Tim's following her. Meanwhile, Sammy's still singing because he's got an audience and he's a performer. But obviously, it's all going to go awry soon when he gets into his guitar solo. Obviously, Sammi Curr must have been the guitarist of his band as well, the lead guitar. So he starts, there we go, starts doing his solo with sparks and stuff. And then he starts shooting electricity out of his, there we go, out of his guitar, making people evaporate or explode. The principals are done for, so they're all going running, Carrie style. So they're slightly reminiscent of Carrie, you know, all the students are trying to get out, and he's killing them all. She's in the bathroom getting changed, but Tim's gone in and forces himself on her in a minute. Roger's distraught. He says, "Where's Leslie?" So he goes in and he goes and saves Leslie. Oh no, I think she just rebuffs him. I think. Oh, he's got the tape. By the way, he grabs the tape and destroys it. But Sammy's got Tim. And there he goes, going to electrocute him. So he licks his finger and sticks it in the socket. The end of Tim. There you go. Blows his head off, or blows him up, or whatever. Tim's done. Right. Oh, pardon me. He's looking for. All right, he's got Leslie. They're going out. They need to turn off the power, but they can't get into this where the power things are because it's all padlocked. Sammi arrives and is gonna kill Eddie and Leslie, but Rogers comes and saves the day and gets into the power thing. And Sammi does, zaps him or whatever, but disappears because the power's off. They think Roger's dead, but he's not. He's all right. So they get him out and they take him, get this man into an ambulance. She's telling the police that it was Sammi Curr. Because during while they were performing, she was saying, it's better than the real Sammi. Woo! But now she's saying it was Sammi Curr. And then he's saying, we better check the punch, like it said in the trailer. All right, and he's talking to this chap. He's wondering. I think he's one of Tim's friends, and he points out Eddie. Says he's the guy. He's the one that did the tape with the mute. I don't know what's that's got to do with it, but so they go running off with the police in pursuit. They realise they've got to work out what they've got to get to the station, the radio station, because it's going to play the record at midnight over the air. So God knows what'll happen. But they've got to go back to his house first for some keys for something. I don't know. Maybe it's his mother's car. I don't know. His car's knackered, isn't it? So, but anyway, who's he phoning? Oh, he's trying to phone in the station, isn't it, to tell them not to do it. And as you can see, it's nearly midnight, so it's all gonna start automatically playing. It's all automatic. There you go. So it's not even there. Is Gene Simmons. Meanwhile, at the cinema, Lunch of the Dead, which is obviously made up, rated R. And that's is Bill and Ted there as well. Right, where are we? Right, so they're running back to Eddie's house. Sammi jumping out the window. This cop car sees him. Is that Eddie's house? I don't know. Or is it Roger's house? I don't know whose house it is, but it might be Eddie's house. This copper sees him and says, "Stop right there!" And he zaps him with a taser. Obviously, that's not going to stop Sammi Curr. There we go. So he just zaps right back and blows up the copper, leaving just his boots. There you go. Leaving just his boots. Come on, pan up, tilt up, whatever. Leaving just his boots. It wasn't Eddie's house, because that's a different door. I don't know what house he were in. I can't remember. Anyway, so they run into the house, lock the door, it starts smashing up all the equipment because it all starts playing music, smashing it all up. But remember, in the shower, there's a transistor radio, isn't there? But he sends her to his room to find his keys. Let's say his car's knackered on the edge of a bridge. I don't understand. And but she couldn't find them. Then they hear a noise and he thinks, "Oh, the bathroom, there's a radio in the bathroom." So they go in, and Sammi obviously appears in a minute. There he is. And he puts his hand in the toilet and they flush it, and it like zaps him. So obviously his toilets are his weakness. His foil. Curr kind of reminds me of Pete Burns from Dead or Alive. Well, maybe early days Pete Burns, before all this surgery. Really handsome fella, wasn't he, Pete Burns? And then he started having all this surgery. He's died now, hasn't he? I think he passed away quite recently, didn't he? He started having all this surgery and looked bloody horrible by the end, didn't he? Unbelievable. Where were we? Yes. Anyway, toilets are Sammi Curr's foil. So he's now going to flush it, and he's like going with his hand in the toilet. So they run out. It's all still kicking off. And what happens now? Whose car is this? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, they're getting the police car. I'm trying to work out what he needed his keys for. I don't know. Maybe he got the keys. They can't have, can they? So maybe he's got the keys for the radio station, but did he work there? I don't know. So they decided to take the police car instead. So they take that, and they drive off. By the way, this car here had started driving itself for some reason. But anyway, so they drive to the radio station. Did they say police station before? Whatever, radio station. Driving there, and they get to a red light. So he says, "I've always wanted to do this," and he turns the siren on and the lights. So they're heading away, and they get to the radio station, go inside, and we see, that whoever was the security guard or whatever has been got by Sammi Curr, and inside the room itself where the tapes are and all that stuff's flying about, and it's all being protected by electricity, and Sammi Curr's protecting the tape. Oh, is it going to show us? There you go. So he won't let anybody near the tape as it plays. All right, so he has a plan, and he grabs, as you can see there, on the desk, there's a little transistor radio. So he grabs that, and he runs out to the police car, and he throws the transistor radio in the back. Then he pulls Leslie away and says, "Count to 100, then go inside, grab the tape, pull it, and destroy it." He says, "What about you?" He says, "Oh, don't worry about me." So we know what he's going to do. So he gets in the police car, drives off, and then he starts calling out Sammi Curr. She's counting to 100. And he's calling out Sammi Curr, say, "Come on, Sammi, appear." And he ends up calling him all these names. He's just a poser. And that makes him appear in the end. And, via the transistor radio. There we go. So he appears. And so he's going to drive, there we go, through the bridge. The bridge, that his own car was dangling off the edge of not that long ago. But it's not there anymore, look. There you go. It's not there anymore. He just drives off the edge with the police car. Look, his car's not there. They soon cleared that away, didn't they? Unless there's identical bridges in this town. Anyway, the car goes in. The police car goes in a Highlander-style effects. In it goes. It's kind of cool. I do like these animated effects. I do like all that. It's very 80s, isn't it? So obviously, while Sammy's distracted doing that, he's not looking after the tape. So she goes in, grabs the Scotch tapes, and rips them off the wall and smashes everything up. And they've saved the day. He gets out of the water, goes back, sees everything's fine. And, they've won. Sammi Curr has been defeated. And then it ends, switches all the equipment on, and he does the nuke thing. "Hello, sleepyheads," whatever. And that's the end of the film. So there we go. It's a lot of fun. There you go. Special makeup effects created by Kevin Yeager, who played the band member that got. So there we go. Right, to make myself big. I'll get rid of that. I'll remove that. So that's the first film for tonight, Trick or Treat. That's it. A good bit of 1980s, rock and roll horror. Not very horrific. It's just more fun in it than horrific. But with some good effects and some good creatures in it. Where's my candy? Yes. Oh, I think you have the Predator. Want some candy? Anyway. So there we go. So that's the end. It's a lot of fun, and I'd give it a go. It's quite hard to get now, though. I think it is on Amazon Prime, but not in HD. I think there's just a standard definition version. I think, or is that She Creature? I did check on something recently. Let's have a look now. What I'm thinking of. Let's check now. What the heck? What am I looking for? Amazon. There we go. It's Amazon Prime Video. Oh, pardon me, burping. Oh, heck. Trick or Treat, 1986. If it is on Prime Video. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, no, that's Trick or Treat. That's a different one. No, it isn't on Prime Video. No. There's another film called Trick or Treat. It's $1.99 to rent, $4.99 to buy. But that's a different film from 2019. I haven't seen that. I don't even know what it's about. Let's have a look. Taking place over a single psychedelic Halloween night in a ghostly Blackpool. Oh, it's a British film. because Blackpool's a British town. Blah, 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 blah. Dan has Dan in fact just murdered a psychopathic gangster's son? It sounds crap. It sounds crap. So no, it's not available on, not in the UK anyway. It's Trick or Treat. But you can get it on. I think you can get it on DVD. I don't think it's out on Blu-ray, or is it? See, I should check that again now. It wasn't on Amazon. Maybe it's on eBay. Maybe you can get it on eBay. Let me check. Trick or Treat. 1986. Yes, you can get it on eBay. Yes, it is on Blu-ray. 20 quid. 20 quid. Oh, there's one on auction at the moment. There's the German one. Actually, they did a German, like, I think a 3-disc special, German Blu-ray, but that's 45 quid. Oh, best offer. On lots of albums. But yes, you can get it on Blu-ray on eBay. There we go. And I think it's a region-free Blu-ray, the German one, that's expensive. But the regular Blu-ray is region B, and I think that's Europe in it. I think. Anyway, whatever. Right. Hang on. Where are we here now? Right. 2 things I've watched recently worth looking into on Amazon Prime. My Best Friend's Exorcism. Never heard of that one. Sounds interesting. And Totally Killer. Yes, I've heard of that one. It's a bit like Back to the Future, isn't it? Apparently. But from the female perspective. But I haven't got round to watching it yet. Yes, I keep meaning to watch Totally Killer. And just last night, I watched Necrotronic, which was highly entertaining. I presume it's something about the dead and electronics. I don't know. Anyway, right, let's move on to film number 2. Now then, this next film is Trick or Treat. This is the film that probably everybody knows. Let me just pause that a minute. Go back. There we go. Trick or Treat from 2007 or 2009. I think it was released. I think it was doing this festival circuit in 2007, but it was released, to everybody else in 2009. And let me get rid of that. And it's the debut feature film. It could be the debut feature film, maybe not. From Michael, I don't know if it's Dougherty or Dougherty. I don't know how you pronounce it. But it's a great film. It's good at these festival films, you know what I mean, that are celebrating festivals. Did this one, Trick or Treat, and they did Krampus, which is a great Christmas film. And then he went on to do a Godzilla film, didn't he? But this one came out in 2009. Yes, it says there. Release dates, 2007 at Numathon and 2009 United States general release. And budget of $12 million. And its box office, is that right? 27,909? Is that all? That doesn't sound very good, does it? Oh, it says as of October 26, 2023, Trick or Treat grossed $27,909 in the United Kingdom. Well, what about the rest of the world? Why is it just telling us that? How bizarre. How bizarre. But anyway, it's a great film, so we're going to watch that next. And it stars, who does it star? Dylan Baker, Rochelle Yates, I don't know, Anna Paquin, Brian Cox, Tamo Pennicott, who you may know as Hilo from Battlestar Galactica. Well, for some reason, I thought was Australian, but it turns out it's Canadian. Why did I think it was Australian? Maybe it's the name. I don't know. Anyway, and it's got a great score as well by Douglas Pipes. So I was listening to the music, watching the film earlier on, and I was thinking, is this Danny Elfman? But it isn't. It's Douglas Pipes, who also did the music in Krampus. So he's obviously a new fella that is somebody to look at. But before we do that, we've got to watch the trailer, haven't we? So I'll get rid of myself and we'll watch the trailer. So back in a minute.
Christmas is the one night.
Don't forget your costume.
All sorts of things. Roam free.
The Halloween School Bus Massacre.
Be quiet.
Why?
You'll bother the neighbors.
Okay.
What is that?
Wait. There's another tradition. Always check your candy.
We have to kind of weird voices. Over here!
I hate Halloween.
Right, I'm back. So there we go. So that was the trailer for Trick or Treat, not to be confused with Trick or Treat. So this, as I said, this is a Michael Dougherty film, or Dougherty, I don't know how to pronounce it. From 2009, we'll say, 'cause that's when it was released, generally released. But let's just get on with that. We're going to spoil the hell out of it. It's like an anthology film, like 4 interconnected tales, and the timeline moves about a little bit. But we'll get into that. And interestingly, there's a character called Josh in this, and I don't think he makes it to the end of the film. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see if we can work it out, can we? Anyway, right, so let's get on with this one. Before we all lose interest. Right, here we go. Right, we're off. Right, are you playing? Are you playing? Are you going to play? Are you going to come on? You're coming on. There we go. Warner Brothers. It's a Warner Brothers film. Hang on. Yes, it must be a good movie because it's got a Josh in it. And somebody gets his name wrong. As we'll see. Visiting TOYG for an escape from RL. What's RL? Oh, real life. Right. Right. Because real life sucks. Right, we're off. Warner Premiere. So we begin. Legendary Pictures. Right, so narrator telling us all about Halloween, where you've got to do the trick or treat stuff, blah, blah, blah. As I was saying, who was I saying it to? I think Wingrace earlier on when I was doing my Assassin's Creed stream. I was saying we didn't in the UK. We didn't really have trick or treat until ET came along in 1982. We never really had ET. We'd heard of trick or treat, but we never really did it in the UK. We had a thing called Mischief Night, which we did on November the 4th, which is the night before November the 5th, which is we call like Guy Fawkes Night or Bonfire Night, which is a different thing. It's supposed to be about, they call it Guy Fawkes Night, but I think it's another case of like a pagan festival being renamed to something more modern. It's supposed to be commemorating the failed attempt to blow up Parliament, but I've never understood that. Why would you commemorate something that didn't happen? Don't know, but it's a weird thing. I think it's just a pagan festival, an end of year festival that what's that doing on there? An end of year festival that got renamed. Right, so tell us all about. There we go. Following the rules of trick or treating. So, right, so we begin. Now then, I'm going to spoil the hell out of this film. this we're watching now is actually the end of the film. As I said, we're seeing bits of this film out of order, and it all makes sense by the end. But this is actually later on in the timeline, and we're seeing this view that we're getting here is from the viewpoint of Sam, who is the impish character in the film. Anyway, there we see Tammo Pennicott and his wife / girlfriend. I don't know who's playing her either. Is it? Does it say? Hang on. I don't know. No, I thought she might have been from Buffy, but I don't think she is. And I can't remember her name either, but never mind. Right, anyway, this is Sam watching them. His girlfriend doesn't like Halloween. They've been out to celebrate Halloween at some festival in the town. They're coming back. And she's wanting to turn out extinguish the flames in the jack-o'-lanterns. And he's saying, you can't do that. It's against tradition and all that. She's saying, it's only Halloween, it's silly. So she, there you go, she extinguishes the flame. Of course, the jack-o'-lantern candles are supposed to protect you from evil spirits, aren't they? So she's not protected anymore. She's getting out of her robot costume. I mean, if she doesn't like Halloween, why is all this stuff up? But anyway, I bet he put it all up. He says he'll do it in the morning, but she's going to do it now. So he's going to go inside and watch a dirty film while she's taking all the Halloween trimmings down. There you go. She's unplugging all the lights. And as we see, they've got fake body parts up. There you go. She's taking down the decorations. But she's smiling at some kids, even though she's a misery. Then we see this character never turns up again in the rest of the film. I don't think it does anyway. I think that's a red herring. She's getting rid of all these. He's watching a dirty film. That were close, wasn't it? He put a tape in that said something like nature film or something like that. Have I missed something to you? Oh, see, I've gone too far again. Oh, yes. Yeah, I've gone too far. Right, she pulls one of these. There we go. That comes up, and then she's being got. Keep going on to that one, don't I? No, I wasn't thinking of Charisma Carpenter. I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of her that played Anya. I can't remember her name. But it's not her anyway. Yeah, Leslie Bibb. I don't know who she is either. She's being got, I think. Yeah, she's being got by Sam, basically. And they're watching, wondering what's going on. And you see all this blood gets dragged in. Just watched. And I think there's some sort of passage of time because, as we see, the tape stopped. And something you don't see now, isn't it? Oh, there we go. You don't see that sort of thing now. It just goes to like a blank screen or a blue screen or something like a screensaver bouncing about, doesn't it, nowadays? Not the old... I miss that. So he goes outside. He's asking where she is. Where are you? Whatever she's called. See, remember they had the fake body parts. Yes, Emma Caulfield. That's her. Yes, that's who I thought it might have been, but it isn't. And turns out she's being chopped up, but he doesn't realise this yet until he pulls back this. There we go. Given as a clue that that's her real hand with the wedding ring on, and uncovers this, and we see. There we go. Come on, show us. There we go. Ah! There you go. Her head's on the. She's been, what's the word? Dismembered. That's the word. And a lolly shoved in her mouth. And that comes. We see how Sam has obviously done this. The creature Sam, and we see where he gets this lolly from that he's done that with later. But as I said, this is the end of the film that we're seeing at the beginning. And then we get the credits, and that's showing us that's Sam. I think it's from, Samhain, the word Samhain, spelled Samhain, isn't it? But it's pronounced Samhain, which is that the Celtic Halloween, isn't it? Hang on. She's better than Holden at least. Oh, okay. Who's Holden? I only know, I forgot her name as well. Holden from The Walking Dead and Silent Hill. Well, I think it's like super hot. That's all you want to know. Sam deserves to be a bigger horror icon. Yes, he does. He does. He does. They should have made a series of this, shouldn't they? They should have done other trick or treat films. I think they should have done. Right, so we're going through there. We go trick or treat. Right, we're off. Oh no, we're not. I'm showing it like in a comic book form because it does this. It has little comic book captions that says like meanwhile and later and earlier and stuff like that. And then we see that's Stephen Wilkins is the principal of the school, and that's showing him. We see this later. We see all this later. Then there's sweets. We see that sweet later. They see this vampire later on, the man in black. And there's Brian Cox's character, Mr. Krieg, who we see him as a young man and we see him as an old man in this. Right, so the film's off. Right, we see this somebody dragging a muddy bag. I don't know what this is. Is this? Oh, it is. Yes, I'm going to say it's the fat kid, who we'll see in a minute. But earlier, right. So this is the town. They're in full Halloween mode. They're all celebrating, and there's a news crew covering the festivities. But we're starting with, we're going to see some bit of cleavage now. Some young ladies getting into their Halloween costumes. That kid's watching, and there they are. Look, and all getting ready, and they're talking about Laurie. She's going to come out, but she's more conservatively dressed. And this is Anna. Is it Paquin or Paquin? I don't know how to pronounce it. I say Paquin. She comes out dressed as Red Riding Hood. She's got to find a date. They're going to meet their dates, but she hasn't got one yet. She's got to go and find a date. So, anyway, so here we go. By the way, this is Josh. We don't know his name's Josh yet, but she's flirting with him at the checkout. He's doing he's at the till. He's cashing it up. The cashier, you call him, don't they? He's doing all that. And then she's flirting with him and saying, we're going to a party at such and such a place. She might say, actually. No, she does say, but it's not showing us. A party at such and such a field or whatever. So it says, okay, I'll be there. So it says, meet us there in 45 minutes. So he says, okay. Yes, women love Joshers. Yep. But we find out that, they're not in this for love, these particular women. But I don't know. I don't know if this particular Josh, he does go meet them. But I'm not actually sure if he, survives the night. Maybe he does. I don't know. We'll find out. Right, so off they go. So they're all, very sexy young ladies going to a Halloween party. Right, we meet this kid now. Is he the kid from? I'm going to check now. Is he the kid from Bad Santa? I think he is. I don't know the name of his character. Is it him? Is it him? Yes, it is. Yes. Yes, it is him. Yes, he plays Charlie. This is Charlie, and it is the kid from Bad Santa. I thought it was. Here he's knocking all these pumpkins off because he's a little shit. There you go. This is my costume. Just a t-shirt. So he's a little shit knocking all the. Because there's a little. He gets his comeuppance. he deserves it, like, but he has a sticky end. So there we go. He's taking the sweets. This is Principal Wilkins' house. There we go. Skips bloody past, doesn't it? Taking all the candy. There he is. Dylan Baker as Principal Stephen Wilkins. Hope I've got that right. I only remember because I just says Stephen there. I only remember because he says it about there's 3 or 4 times during the course of the film. Yes, I did. Yes, Principal Stephen Wilkins. Anyway, so he encounters Charlie. So they have a sit down and a talk. But meanwhile, they're off. They're going to their party. Wonderbra going on a lot, I think. But they're talking about her first time, and she wants it to be special and all that. Is Laurie, Anna Paquin, and all the others. I think she's supposed to be the youngest. She's her sister, and later on she says, Mom always called her the runt of the litter, which is a nod towards what happens later on. Anyway, right, so they're going to get her a lift with these news people in their van. There you go. Need a lift. So who wouldn't give them a lift? Me, probably, because I'm an idiot. No, I can't. It's a company van. I'm an idiot. Anyway, right, back with Stephen Wilkins and Charlie. Is letting him eat all the chocolate and stuff. He's carving this pumpkin, and so he's eating all the candy. And then suddenly Charlie doesn't feel well. And he says, you should remember to check your candy. And he goes asking, does he need a root beer? And then he starts vomiting up. It's either chocolate or blood. I think it's blood. That's vomiting a mixture of chocolate and blood. Vomiting it up. Look. And so he's not feeling well, and he passes out. He eats a sweetie. Drags the kid inside. He's not quite gone yet. So see, Stephen Wilkins has got a secret, even though he's the principal of the school. He's got a secret. He's got 2 secrets actually. Anyway, chocolate was gets used for blood sometimes, so it's good either way. Yes, well, famously in Psycho, didn't they? They used the original Psycho, obviously. They used chocolate sauce, didn't they, instead of blood in the shower scene. Because it's dark in it. It's in black and white. It doesn't matter, does it? Anyway, so he drags Charlie inside, and then somebody knocks at the door. Trick-or-treaters. They all scream, and they see him covered in blood. And then they laugh, and they say, great costume, Principal Wilkins. So he gives them some stuff. Sends them on their way. Oh, why? We see these later on as well. They ask, can they take one of the jack-o'-lanterns? It's for she says it's for a UNICEF thing or something like that. It's for a project. She says, yeah, okay, as long as it's for a good cause. There you go. She's asking for that. There you go. UNICEF. Yes, scavenger hunt for UNICEF. It isn't. She's lying. So off they go. All right. Then this is as his first proper look at Sam. Well, there we go. Then we see Sam there waiting. So he gives Sam something as well. So Sam's happy. Yep. He grabs a chocolate thing and runs off. And as he goes, whatever's in his bag, it makes a funny noise. I'm gonna have to play this. So, I don't know if he's got an animal or something in there, but it makes a noise. Cat screeching. There we go. Cat screeching. It didn't say that. I watched it with subtitles on Prime Video, and it didn't say cat screeching. But anyway. So Sam's happy with him. Meanwhile, they're going to head out to their party, and Laurie's got to find her date. Right. What's happening now? Oh, with dealing with Charlie. Right. So he's got a hole dug in the garden, and there's already a body in there. And I don't know who this body's supposed to be that's in there. Is it his wife? Anyway, think it's actually Sam's stomach, lol. Screeching. And as he's doing this, let's say they're good at digging graves, aren't they, in films? Like perfectly, like almost savantish in their geometric things. Anyway, as he's doing that, his son calls out, "Dad, I'm home from trick-or-treating," shouting at the top of his voice. And he's saying, "Be quiet, you'll bother the neighbours. They don't disturb the neighbours while he's burying bodies in the backyard." Anyway, he says, "Go and watch Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's an asshole. Billy Wilkins language." Right, so this is Charlie. So he puts him in the grave. And there's another body there. He lands on top of this one. It looks taller. So I'm thinking, is this his wife? Has he bumped his wife off? I don't know. I don't know what's that. Or has he just been bumping off trick-or-treaters? I don't know. Because we see later on down in his basement, he's got loads of like masks on the wall. So anyway, so it's either that. It's something. We realise he's a serial killer. And this is the neighbour's dog called Spite. Brian Cox, Mr. Krieg, lives next door. Like The Burbs. That's a film I've never seen, The Burbs. And I've heard it's really good. I've never got around to watching it. It's the Joe Dante film, isn't it? Tom Hanks, isn't it? And I've never got around to watching it. Bizarrely. And it's been out forever, hasn't it? I will have to get round to watching it. Anyway, there's Spite barking at him. So he he chops off a finger, and I don't know if it's one of Charlie's fingers or the other body that's in there, but he chops that off and he throws it for Spite, who goes and eats that. But then there's a noise, and it's Mr. Krieg coming out. He's shouting, "What you doing in there?" and all that, and he's calling for his dog. Here he comes. He says, "Oh, there, I've got an NRA membership in my pocket and a shotgun, ready to go." Watch it through grades. I'll have to get round to it. I'll have to get round to it. It says film I've never got round to watching. And I like Joe Dante films. I don't know why I've never got round to it. I've heard of it, obviously. Anyway, so he's having a little chat with Mr. Krieg, and he's trying to make out that it's the septic tank that's playing up. So he says, "Oh, is that what it stinks like a dead whore?" So maybe it is a whore that is buried. But anyway. So that's what he's trying to say. Meanwhile, Mr. Krieg's dog's eating a finger. Did I say that? He chopped off a finger and threw it for the dog. I can't remember if I mentioned that. So the dog's eating somebody's finger. And Charlie stirs back to consciousness, so he kills him with the shovel. So anyway, I forgot his name now. Anyway, his son wants to, is it Billy? Billy wants to carve a jack-o'-lantern. So he says, "Right, okay, give me some time." So he's got to finish burying. There we go. So he's finished burying these bodies. He's got a garden home and he waters the little trees planted there. Right, he's ready now. When he goes, there's some sort of little package there. See you later. Right. And as he's going back in, he looks over to Mr. Wilkins and he sees something's going on. Mr. Wilkins asking for help at the window. He says, "Screw you," because obviously he doesn't like his neighbour. And then, but we see what happens there later on in the film. So he goes back inside. Billy gives him a scare with the mask. Says, "Got you." Says, "Right, we can go and carve our lantern now." So he takes him down into the basement. And you're thinking he's going to kill his own son, but obviously he doesn't. That's the twist. A bit like a Twilight Zone episode, I suppose you could say. So they're down there ready. So he's got the knife out. You think he's going to kill his son. Says, "You got to help me with the eyes. Let's carve a scary face this time." And the knife goes down. There you go. Back up, and there's blood on it. You think, "Oh no, he's killed his son," but yeah. Then he gives the knife to his son and shows him what to do. Then we see it's the head of Charlie. So they're going to carve Charlie's face up. So he's teaching his son is yeah, dun dun dun. So he's passing on his skills to the next generation, like a good dad would. Right. So, but that's the end of that little story, but not the end of the Stephen Wilkins character, as we will see. Because he'd said earlier on to his son, can you tell me a story or something like that? And he says, I can't because I've got to go out on a date. So I presume he's got a babysitter for his son. I presume. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway. Right. Meanwhile, these three who we saw earlier on at Mr. Wilkins that have arrived at another house, and I suspect this might be another teacher. They call her Mrs. Henderson, so I suspect she's another teacher. She's very drunk, and they're having a wild debauching party. She says, "Do you want to drink?" and all that. It's very, it's quite funny, I must admit. And they're all basically they're shagging. They're all shagging inside. So they go off. There they go. They've got some pumpkins. They need them for what they're going to do in a bit. It's nothing to do with UNICEF. They're going to meet another character whose name I've forgotten again. What am I bloody like? Hey, Rhonda. They're going to meet a character called Rhonda. This is her house. This is Rhonda's house with all the pumpkins, and she's coming out to meet them. And going to go on a little adventure. That's what they're going to do. Right. Meanwhile, back in town, see these two. I think they're just kissing and cuddling and canoodling in an alley, and down to it, away from prying eyes. This character. And then she notices she's got blood all over herself, and then he's smiled. And we see he's got vampire teeth. He's a vampire. So she goes running out, asking for help, and nobody believes her. They think she's just drunk because she comes across Pennycat and his horrible girlfriend. Remember, this is earlier on. They're still out. He says, "Oh, she's just drunk." Because she looks over. She thinks nobody's listening to her, but she looks over and sees all other people with injuries on them because they're all dressed up for Halloween. Blood, or is it chocolate? Yes, you want bloody chocolate. Are you hungry? Go and have some chocolate. Need to go. Have a great weekend, all. Enjoy yourselves. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. You have a great weekend too. And have some blood and chocolate. But yes, anyway, thanks for dropping in, Josh. Thanks for dropping in. It's greatly appreciated. Go have a great weekend and you enjoy yourself. Right. You can always catch up later if you want to. Right. So, as I said, all other people have these injuries or fake injuries on them. So they think she's, just acting out. Anyway, the vampire descends upon her with his cloak and stuff, and then we see that she's dead now. He's killed her, and he closes her eyes and leaves her there next to the other people that are kind of passed out as well. So nobody will find her for a while. So off he goes looking for another victim. Right. Meanwhile, the kids, they're heading out. This is Rhonda and the other kids with their pumpkins. And I think, do we see Sam? I think we see Sam in the background somewhere. They're heading out to the quarry. Rhonda knows all about Halloween, and she talks about Samhain and all that, and how it used to involve human sacrifices. If you watch Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, you'll know all this. I think we did that, didn't we? I think we did Halloween 3. I think we did. But I don't think we did it at Halloween, or did we? I can't remember. Anyway, right, so they've arrived at the quarry. And they're going to pay respects, as she said, pay respects to the dead. And then she tells the story about the school bus murders or massacre, the school bus massacre. There you go, the Halloween school bus massacre, which happened, many years earlier. And she tells the story. A late Halloween afternoon, a school bus full of basically special needs kids have been driven home after school. Sorry, that should have been Blood and Chocolate. Okay, werewolf movie. Is it? Oh, right, I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Sounds interesting. Anyway. Right, as it says there, these kids are obviously a strain on their parents. Anyway, that's what being a parent's all about. Kids put a strain on you. But as you can see, this kid is counting the houses. And obviously, they go the same route every day, so he knows the number of the houses. He counts them as they go. But then they take a different route this day. You can see he's got a ring there, which will identify him later on, I think. Goes a different route, and there he goes, saying the wrong way. So they're heading out to the quarry. Apparently, the driver had been paid off by the kids' parents. I say, it's an urban legend, I suppose, but maybe it's true because of what we see later in the film. But paid off by the kids' parents to basically drive the bus into the quarry, which he does. So here he goes. Approached the bus driver, made him an offer. In they go. He was chained them all down to their seats. Can't escape. He drives the bus into the quarry, into the lake of the quarry. There you go. It says the driver was never heard from again, but he did survive. There we see him there, gets out, and he's still alive to this day. We've seen him in this film. Spoilers, it's Mr. Krieg. It's the Brian Cox character. There you go. The bus were never found, allegedly. So that's what they're saying. So that's the local story. What they're going to go down now. 8 victims, 8 jack-o'-lanterns. So they're going to go down and leave them an offering. So, right. So there's a lift that obviously still works. And so take that down. 3 of them go down, leaving Rhonda and that little kid. I don't know his name. Leaving them. That says, I'll send the lift back up and you can come down afterwards. So they go down. While they're doing that, we're back with I forgot her name already. I forgot a bloody name already. Lauren, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, is it? Laurie. See how we're close. Me and bloody names. Laurie. We're back with Laurie. Look, this is not a long film, by the way. We'll get through this quick. We're back with Laurie. She's still looking for her date. By the way, there you can see she's been stalked by the vampire. So there we go. But she's not found. Her phone rings, and she's not found anyone yet. But her sister tells her she's found her somebody, and is really, really nice. Oh, there we go. She's there we go. She calls him Andrew, and then he says Josh. So she says whatever. I did laugh. I did laugh at that. I laughed out loud. Right. So they wait for the elevator to come back up, and then we hear howling, and she says it's werewolves. And anyway, so they go down in the elevator. The others are nowhere to be seen, and so she tells him to wait there. She goes to investigate, being all brave. Tells him not to blow out the light in the jack-o'-lantern, and he'll be safe. She goes look for the others, and there you go. She sees the school bus. But we never found. Maybe it's just always been there. I don't know. Anyway, she gets set upon by the ghosts of the kids. There you go. She starts screaming. It's very elaborate, this, by the way. It's a ruse, by the way. Spoilers. So she gets scared to death by all these, there you go, these ghosts of the kids. And she passes out. So they're all scared. And she wakes up and starts screaming again. And they pull the masks off and said, sorry, it's just us. It was just a trick, a prank, but she'd banged her head. So he's sort of like saying, sorry and all that. We should go home. And it looks like that because they'd showed him eating his guts, but obviously it wasn't real. Anyway, so gonna gather up their things and head back home. But there you go. He said, "This was a trick. How did the school bus get there?" Don't know. Anyway, the real ghosts come following them. There you go. There they are. Start chasing them, and Rhonda's locked herself in the elevator, and they want to get out. They want to get in. I mean, to escape, but she won't let them. And she goes back up, waves goodbye to them, and at the top, you can hear them all. You can hear them all screaming. So the ghosts are getting them. So I presume they're going to die. Hello, my friends. Looks like we have a full house tonight. Well, we did have, but Josh Temple exited stage left. Right, so that's the end of the kids that played the prank on her, and she goes out and meets up with Sam. There's Sam waiting, and she goes off, walks away with Sam. So meanwhile, Laurie is walking through the woods as Snow White, as Red Riding Hood, and then she can hear noises. And there you go, she's saying, just come on out. And then the vampire appears in a minute. Do it now. There you go. There he is, look. He appears to her. Then we cut to the others. Waiting. Where is Laurie? She's supposed to be on her way. And then she asks her on the left. I don't know the names. Where's the date you found for her? And then it shows him. What is it going to show us? It's Mum's always saying she was the runt of the litter. Is it going to show the? No, it ain't, is it? It does in a minute. Then we see Laurie getting attacked by the vampire. Look, and he says, my, what big eyes you have. There you go. Where's this guy you were setting her up with? It shows him. Yeah, she looks round. Oh, I've gone too far. Him over there. That made me laugh. I don't know why. It just made me laugh. Right, so they're waiting for Laurie to arrive. And then, suddenly, I've done it already. Never mind. That just falls out of the tree, and they think it's Laurie because it's in a red cloak. But it turns out, go and pull back the hood. It is. It's the vampire, and he's saying, "Help me, please." And Laurie appears. She comes out. She says, "Sorry, it took longer than I thought." And it turns out that they're not regular people. They're all the werewolves. Because we'd heard them howling earlier on, remember? So that must have been slightly after this. And one of them, opens up his mouth, takes his false vampire teeth out. And then she asks his name and says, "What's your name?" He takes the mask off. There you go. And we see it's Stephen Wilkins, Principal Wilkins. So it's not only like killing trick-or-treaters, he's going around murdering people as well, pretending to be a vampire. But he is undone now. So he's going to be Laurie's first kill. Then as he's watching, they all start turning into vampires. See the other bodies as well, by the way. We're going to see some of the other bodies. See Josh. That's what he does show them. So they all start turning into werewolves. It's cool. It kind of reminds me a bit when it shows them turning. They hang on. Is that the chick from X-Men? Yes, it is. Anna Paquin. She played Rogue, didn't she? She's also in True Blood and many other things. That film, The Piano, she was in that one, which obviously I've never seen. Right, so there you go. They're all changing, looking to sexy werewolves, and they start pulling the skin off. revealing their fur underneath. And it kind of reminded me of The Company of Wolves, that Neil Jordan film, where it was said, some men are hairy on the inside, you know, the famous Angela Lansbury line. But that's a cool film, The Company of Wolves. There you go, they're all changing. Pulling the skin off to reveal their wolfiness underneath. And there we go. And but we don't see Anna Paquin change. She just gets funny eyes and teeth. So they're feasting. All of there we go. Another wheel. Sam's watching on. As the howl. It's your Sam. There you go. Watching on with a devilish jack-o'-lantern behind, burning away. We did see all the bodies and stuff, and I didn't notice if Josh were there. I'm going to go back and see if I can find it. It shows. It does look round, and we see all the other bodies. Maybe not. Too much to ask, innit? Never mind. But maybe Josh survived. We'll say Josh survived and ran away into the woods. Shall we say that? Right, so that's the end of that little story, sort of. Meanwhile, what's happening here now? Oh, yes, we're at Mr. Krieg's house now. See, obviously this house next door, that's Principal Wilkins' house with his satellite dish on the roof, just noticed. This is Mr. Krieg's house, who we don't know yet was the bus driver with the kids, but we don't know that yet. But some trick-or-treaters are thinking, shall we go? But they do. We go and knock on the door. It's a trick or treat. The door opens. Hear some growling. It was just too long, is the skip. It's like, you know, some films it's like 5 seconds, some it's like 10 seconds, some it's 30 seconds. Anyway, we hear growling and they see glowing eyes. They go running off. It turns out it's just Spite, his little dog. Like a mask is put on him. Did Movie Josh do something bad? If not, he survived. Well, I don't know, you see. I don't know. Did the others do something bad? It showed all the bodies of all the others that they'd got lying about, but I didn't notice if Josh were there or not. I was trying to look for his ears because he had like pointy ears on, didn't he? And I didn't notice that. So we'll say he survived. For all the Joshes present, we'll say Josh survived this film. Because he were good, and Joshes are good people. Anyway, scared off the trick-or-treaters, and they've left all their bags of sweets behind. So he's stealing their bags of sweets as well. So, pardon me. So he takes those inside. Oh, and we see all these. For some reason, I don't know. He's got this box of photos, and for some reason, he's deciding tonight is the night he's going to burn these photos. Maybe it's an anniversary. I don't know. But as you can see, there's like a school bus and stuff, so it's like giving us clues that he's the bus driver. But he's burning stuff. But as you can see, he has got wood. There's wood in his little thing there. But anyway, he's burning his photos. Right. But he's watching a man with some invention. It's like QVC or something. He's got some spit that he's roasting a pork joint on. What relevance that has, I've no idea. But anyway, he's eating the sweets and he doesn't like it. He takes a bite out of that chocolate bar. Doesn't like it. As you can see, he's got the ring on. Remember the bus driver had that ring. He doesn't like, so he just sets it down there carefully and takes a swig of his booze instead and carries on watching his TV. Oh, there you go. He's watching House on Haunted Hill. That's House on Haunted Hill, isn't it? That cool film. I watch it regularly. I really like that film. And there's the pork joint, and then there's another knock at the door. Sees the gate banging, and then we see somebody run round the house. Oh, right, something gets thrown at his window, like an egg or something. And then somebody giggles and runs round the house. It's Sam. So he's gone to get his baseball bat, deal with the little bounders. Love the remake, original and the remake of House on Haunted Hill. Yeah, the remake's not bad as well. Yeah, I didn't mind that sequel either. As it returned to House on Haunted Hill, that wasn't too bad either. It wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't terrible. Anyway, right. Excuse me. So he goes out with his baseball bat. Oh, right, and Spike's out there. This is now where he's eating the finger that Mr. Wilkins had thrown at him. So they do like a replay of that scene with him talking to Mr. Wilkins, but from his point of view. And there you go. So we see it from his point of view. So he goes back inside, puts all his chains on, but then Spike's growling at something. And we see he's got like a cat flap that's it's like a doggy flap that's moving. So Sam's obviously got in through the cat flap. All these have appeared, look, magically. All these pumpkins. He's about to start smashing them up when he goes back in. He hears a noise and he goes back in. Gets his shotgun out. He won't lie in, he did have a shotgun. He puts some shells in. Anyway, here's the noise upstairs. Up he goes. We saw where here. No, I probably just missed it. See Sam run across. It's all spooky. He hears Spike whimpering as though he's been hurt. I don't think he has been hurt. I don't know. He goes into his his bedroom or just a bedroom. I don't know how many bedrooms he's got. It's quite a big house, isn't it, for one fella? But he goes in and hears this noise in the bed, and something moving, and he opens it up, and it's a toy hand. Presume it's something Sam's picked up. But then he looks over. As we can see, there's a jack-o'-lantern just ignites. Let me show us. There you go. In the corner of his room, with all this writing on the wall: "Trick or treat, give me something good to eat." That's what it's repeated over and over again. Is it in blood? Probably. Probably. So, and as he's standing there, a little hand comes out from under the bed and cuts his hamstring, or whatever the hell it's called. So I bet that hurts. Ooh. So there's certain things in there. You can see you can see limbs chopped off and heads and stuff. But there's certain things that make you go, ooh, it's like fingernails and hamstrings and all that in there. That makes you cringe. But anyway. Hey. Right, where were we? So this is where I think Sam's there. He says, "What the bloody hell are you?" And he brings out a chocolate bar, and we see that the chocolate bar's got a razor blade in. Sees it's got a razor blade in the chocolate bar, which is going through the old, urban legends, isn't there, about razor blades in sweets and apples and glass in stuff and all that, which we see later on. So anyway, he gets his shotgun and shoots at Sam, but he's already gone. Just shoots the jack-o'-lantern. So he hobbles downstairs. He falls down the stairs, and we see that there's nails and razor blades and sweets and stuff all scattered down the stairs. So he's getting his all cut up. Look, crikey. Shotguns never help with the supernatural. Well, unless they're filled with salt. Well, they work in supernatural with salt, don't they? Yes, I hate Achilles cuts. Yes, stuff like that makes you cringe, doesn't it? Anyway. Now he was trying to get the chains off the door. And there's Sam, look, above him, scuttling across the roof. He drops down on him and start fighting. And I think this might be where he gets to the window and he's calling to Principal Wilkins for help. throws Sam off. There he is. Yes, he's calling Principal Wilkins for help. And obviously, it doesn't help him. Sam jumps back on him again. He's throttling him. And I think does he get his gun? I think he pulls his mask off. Is it now? When he's pulled his mask. Yes, he's pulls his mask off. Hang on, see if we can get to that bit. Gone too far. Pulls his sack off his head. I wonder if he's inspired by Sackboy. Remember Sackboy from that PlayStation game? I can't remember the name of the game. It was like a game where you made your own game, sort of thing. And they had Sackboy in that, didn't they? He was a bit like Sam, wasn't he? Anyway, you need to pump the shotgun with the bat, thus making a makeshift cross as well. Yes. What did I see that in? I saw that in something. I can't remember what. Come to me. It'll come to me. Anyway, where were we? Pulls off Sam's mask and we see his visage for the first time. Not his mask, his sack. There we go. And we see he's a demonic face, but he's like a pumpkin as well. It's got like a real pumpkin head. And that's a film I've never liked. No, people rave about Pumpkinhead. That Stan Winston directed film. Never liked it. Tried to watch it a couple of times, and I have watched it a couple of times and never liked it. Don't know why. Anyway, that's by the by. Right, so he managed to grab his shotgun and he shoots Sam, sends him flying across the room. He thinks that's the end of him, and he shoots him again, and he shoots his hand off. Yes, he does. So he goes to see, told you. People love it, and I don't. I don't know. I just don't like it. I think it's overrated. But anyway, whatever. He tries to phone 911, but Sam, pulls the cord out. Screaming for, I can't remember what's happening. Have I missed? Oh, yes, Sam. He gets stabbed in the foot. It was by Sam's hand. See, Sam's there, not moving in the corner where he shot him. On Jaws. Sure, we're still going, by the way. Yes, we're still fine. We're still going on YouTube. Just checking, make sure not copyright and all that. And we're still going on Rumble. No messages. I think my cat wants to come in. I keep hearing noises outside. And we're still going on Twitch. Right. He gets, there we go, he gets stabbed in the foot, with the chocolate bar with the razor blade in, through his slippers, by Sam's disembodied hand. Says the line from, he sees the hand scurrying off, and he says, you've got to be effing kidding me, that from The Thing. And the hand goes back over to Sam and reattaches itself, and Sam gets back up. There we go. So it's a cool puppet. Cool effects. And he puts his sack back on his head. Right, and he's got the big lolly out of the bag as Sam. This is the one that gets Tammo Pennickett's wife later. He takes a bite out of it, and so it leaves it. It turns it into a weapon. He's going over to get Mr. Krieg. Well, it's from Dusk Till Dawn. Oh, I know I'd seen it in something. Yes, the movie with the gun. My wife. Okay. Anyway, there you go. He's getting ready to defend himself with a broken bottle, but Sam stops him, just grabs his hand. I think it's like it breaks his wrist. This is cracking. And he's going to stab him with he's taking a bite out of the lolly, and so it's all a jagged edge, tooth mark. So he's going to stab him with that. And as he brings it down, you think he's stabbed him, and he's screaming, but he hasn't stabbed him. It's gone into that. Remember that chocolate bar that were on that little side table? He'd pulled it over, by the way. He pulled everything off the side table. And it had landed on him of the chocolate bar. We'll see in a minute. flowers. There we go. It landed on him and he stabbed the chocolate bar. So technically, by a technicality, he's given Sam something good to eat. He's played by the rules. So Sam takes it, has a bite out of it. Says, okay, fair enough. You win. And off he goes. He's happy now. He's had something good to eat. That's it. Oh, there it shows the photos they were burning, showing that he was the school bus driver back in the day. So his penance, he's paid his penance. Right. Then it went blank. Then another passage of time. From Dusk Till Dawn's an all time. I saw it about 10 times. And bloody hell. It's a good one. But I don't think I didn't see it at the cinema. But it's a good one. It's a good one. I don't think I've seen any of the sequels. I might have seen the second one. Well, the second one with John Bon Jovi in. I think it won't. I think I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen any of the others. And I've not seen the series. My son's watched the series and says it's really good. And I started watching it and forgot about it. So. But anyway, everybody only watches it for Salma Hayek doing her dance with the snake. That's all anybody watches it for. Anyway. Yes, I was just saying my son's seen the show and he says it's good. He says it's good. Yes, it's Robert Patrick. Robert Patrick's in the show, the show, isn't he? He plays the I forgot his bloody name now. Mr. Wolf. I forgot the name of the actor. Harvey Keitel. He plays the Harvey Keitel role in the series, doesn't he? Two had Robert Patrick. Oh, so we're in the film as well. But I thought Robert Patrick was in the series. I thought he played the Harvey Keitel character. So maybe we're in the film as well. I don't know. Anyway, right, back to this. Some more trick-or-treaters have arrived. Why they're all in pig things, I don't know, but they are. They're saying trick or treat, and the door opens. There you go, they say trick or treat. And he's there, all bandaged up, and he gives them some sweets. So, and this little girl at the end says, "Great mummy costume, Mr. Krieg." So it smiles, off they go. And then we see little Billy Wilkins. Obviously, his dad's not coming home. He's being got by werewolves, hasn't he? But he's got his dad's shirt on with all the blood. And he's sitting waiting for his dad to come home, I suppose. Dad must have left him home alone, I presume. Third had Tamara Morrison, amongst others. Really good story with the character of Ambrose Bierce. Quite cool. I think I've only seen the second one. What is the second one with John Bon Jovi? Or am I thinking of a different film? Or am I thinking of vampires? I'm thinking of Vampires Los Muertos, aren't I? That's what I'm thinking of. The Vampires 2 film or whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Anyway. Right, so he's the Ebenezer Scrooge of this film, and he's learned his lesson, or has he? Meanwhile, these are the werewolves coming back from their feasting, all laughing and having fun. Yeah, vampire. Yeah. So he's watching, and he sees the kids going off doing their thing. And there we see Sam standing looking at him, and Sam turns round and he sees these arrive home now after their time at the festival, and we know what happens to her, don't we? So Sam's going to deal with her now. I said it goes back and forth. So the end of the film at the beginning. So Sam's going to go deal with her. What next? Oh, he goes back inside. Then there's another knock at the door, and he goes back, and there we go. Say over here, and we see it's the kids from the bus. They've come back for him. They say, "Also trick or treat," and that's the film ends. He looks at them. There we go. Trick or treat. That's the end of the film. It's a really good film. I really like that film. I think when I first saw it, I didn't really think much of it, but then on multiple viewings, I've kind of grown to love this film. It's one of my favourite films. I watch it not all the time, but I watch it every Halloween at least. And I say it's really, really worth watching. And yes, it's time they did a sequel. They did a Trick or Treat 2. I'm sure they can think up other stories, can't they, for Sam to involve himself in. They could, couldn't they? I mean, it should be. It's easy money, isn't it? I mean, they do like all these VHS films and stuff like that, don't they? So surely they could do a Trick or Treat 2. Maybe it's tied up in rights and things like that. I don't know, but you'd think it'd be easy money. What's Tales of Halloween? It rings a bell. Rings a bell. Might have done, but I don't know. Maybe I've got a terrible memory. Trick 2 Treat. Yeah, they would do that, wouldn't they? Yeah. And if they did the third one, it'd be Trick or Treat, wouldn't it? But anyway, whatever. Right. So that's the end of Trick or Treat, and that's the end of our show. I say, give it a go. I've got the DVD somewhere, or my son has. We've got it somewhere, but we also got it on Prime Video. I'm gonna have to get it on Blu-ray. I haven't got it on Blu-ray. I'm gonna have to get it. I am. Right, we're done. 2 films, crikey. 2 films done. Luckily, Trick or Treat isn't very long. It's only an hour and 22 minutes. You'd think with 4 stories, they'd stretch it out a bit, wouldn't you? But never mind. Do one more film. No, I've done. Right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Joshua. Thanks, Wingrace. Thanks, Josh Temple, who's now gone. Thanks, DJ. Is that all we've had? I think that's all we've had, isn't it? Tonight. So, we'll leave it there. What's next? Sunday's my news stream. Monday, we're doing Knowing, starring Nicolas Cage. Then my next news stream on Wednesday. Next Friday, I think we're doing She Creature. I think for the Appointment with Fear. I think it's She Creature. I could be wrong. I think it is. So that's what's coming up. Right. So, hang on, let me get rid of this. It's getting on my nerves. I can see these credits out the corner of my eye. I'll get rid of them. Right. So, yes, you take care as well. Everybody take care and have a spooky weekend. Have a good Halloween if I don't see you before. Have fun. Don't get scared. It's it's not Halloween's not like it used to be. It's not serious. Although maybe for some, I don't know. But anyway, right. So we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Don't have nightmares. Wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see thee. And now I'm going to play, because I don't think there were anybody in watching when I played the intro at the beginning. I did a special little intro just for this show. So it's going to be the outro now. So till next time, I'll see thee.